Should we have like an air horn go off?
Yeah,
exactly. Some sort of siren.
Yeah, we should definitely have some more sound effects.
Yeah.
Sean Finnegan and Disco Barilli.
Two stagehands and a microphone.
Well, today on Two Stagehands and a Microphone,
I'd love to hear about what your last show was.
Sabrina Carpenter was my last show.
Sabrina Carpenter?
Yeah, it was a
No
pop
idea,
star,
never. Okay.
I think.
YouTube pop star, maybe?
I
I always assume when we don't know them at all that they're from YouTube.
think this is route of Taylor Swift and Disney.
Oh, she's in that crew.
category. Exactly.
How was she? Did you see any or hear any of the show?
I was there all day, mostly to change out the set. So, I mean, it was more of I didn't really hear much, honestly, from backstage. And so,
16-hour day?
yeah, 17 and a half.
17
yeah, started
and a
at
half.
7 in the morning, left at about 12:30, I think.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, something like that.
Where was that at?
At the Moda Center.
Okay.
That was
Wow.
at the Moda. But also this week, which was kind of exciting, is every now and then the union offers you some free training being on the list. They say, hey, we've
Okay.
got some open education spots. So I just got flagger certification to be able to shut down highways and stuff like that for construction companies.
That's always good.
Yeah, you know, to have some extra skills.
Be very careful out there.
Yeah, absolutely. We're class 3 PPE. I learned that from class.
Do you remember last year what happened to that flagger?
Yeah, absolutely. In front of the trucks. Yeah, absolutely. It's
Drunk
tragic.
driver
Mm-hmm.
passed traffic trying to run the light, hit the flagger.
Mm-hmm.
Heard he got very, very injured.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
It
So
is
be
a
careful out there.
dangerous
Like they say
profession.
on Hill Street Blues. Hey,
Mhm.
be careful out there.
It is a dangerous world full of lots of hazards. I mean, our job, we're constantly hearing about people who got hurt during the day, whether it's like a sprained ankle.
Oh, I can't even. Yeah, that drives me. I've been hurt on the job.
Oh, yeah, same, right? Like I lost a fingernail in one show. And, you
Wow,
know, do something
that's
like that.
brutal, man.
It was.
I had like a 50, 75-pound piece of rubberized fake palm tree on the Jurassic Park show fall, and I just happened to be walking under it as someone released the Velcro of it, and it kind of popped off the truss, and I happened to be walking by, and it landed right on my wrist, and I just yelped out like an alley cat. I was like, ah! I mean, it was brutal. And then everyone was, a buddy was like, hey, are you all right? And I'm like, I'm fine. And then I kind of shook up and I had to use the restroom.
Mhm.
And when I was in the restroom, I looked at my wrist and it just went, just blew up. And I was like, man, I got to go deal with this. So I was one of those people, as you've seen before, with their body part in a bag of ice while you're
so
filling out a
inside
form.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to fill it out with my left hand, bro. My good hand, my writing hand looks terrible. But yeah, you can get hurt out there. So, by the way, my stagehand shirt I have on today is local crew for Def Leppard and Journey. Disco was talking about that show a couple episodes back. Go check out for that conversation.
That was really fun.
And we haven't really, told enough people. Like Iron Maiden had the Eddie. You know what I mean? A lot of people have like Megadeth has that skull head with the hooks.
Yeah,
Like the hooks
the
on
mouth
the mouth.
thing, yeah.
Judas Priest kind of had
The spear, it has the trident,
right?
Yeah.
It's
And the
spear and
motorcycle.
trident. Spear and trident is really the main one. You're right.
Spear and magic.
And we've got Auric.
Auric, yeah. The glittery disco.
He
friend.
drops one little frame of mirror occasionally. You know what I always think it is? He's sad. It's a tear.
Oh, little mirror tears.
Sometimes he's
That's
sitting
beautiful.
here by himself. Thank you, bro. I'm a
Yeah.
little misty-eyed just from
Exactly.
that little metaphor.
That's cute. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But yeah, Auric always reminds me of driving through elk-filled Auric, California, right on the border of Oregon, right on the coastline. So beautiful, man. You literally would always slow down.
Right on that
there'd be-
entryway to the redwoods.
Yes, exactly.
Have you ever been in Darlingtonia?
One more time?
Darlingtonia? Oregon.
Darlingtonia.
Yes, Darlingtonia.
Never
Beach.
even heard of it.
So
I must have driven through it because I've driven that whole stretch of PCH.
On the highway, there is
101.
a Darlingtonia State Park or whatever, and they have Oregon's only native carnivorous species of plant.
I didn't even know this, man. That is amazing.
They are the cobra lily.
The cobra lily!
Otherwise
That's
known
metal.
in Latin as the Darlingtonia californica.
I think, wow. That blows my mind on so many levels.
Mm-hmm. It's this little swamp that you could walk out to, and they have all these little cobra lilies.
And what if you put a little mouse in there, they'd eat it.
I don't think so. They're not that big, but I mean they
Flies?
look like a stock.
Probably
Yeah,
eat
flies.
flies.
Yeah, they have this bulbous head with this hole in the bottom and this thing that looks like a tongue on the bottom of it. And so the flies crawl in, and then they have like these sunlights on top.
Dude.
And so then they fall into the back of
It's just
North of.
Florence.
North of.
Florence. Yeah,
I
Darlingtonia State Parks.
love one thing that no one will do because it's too remote, so you don't even worry about sending too many people there, but driving the 101 along the Oregon coast is the most magical drive I've ever done anywhere.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how many people are on it. You're going to get traffic no matter what.
A little bit. It's true. It's not even really that bad when you think about it. But man,
It discourages people though because of how twisty and windy and
one time I was
elevation it is.
driving north of Brookings, Oregon, and about 45 minutes later I crossed over the Rogue River, and I was just north of the Rogue River driving 101 coast, and I look back, I've got it on my my personal YouTube channel, but I just had to pull over and jump out of my car because the entire sky was just this shade of salmon pink I've never seen ever. And I pulled over and the sands were like black sands there, and I have a whitewash wave coming over the black sand with the pink sunrise. Man, it just was incredible, man.
Did you get a shot of it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I got a little
nice.
video.
Oh, you're gonna send that in?
Yeah.
You
Well, I got it on my YouTube channel. I'll show you later. I'll
Oh,
shoot
I'm
it over
thinking
to
you
you.
could like superimpose it over you talking about it.
Oh,
It's
for
like,
sure.
yeah, we could
Yeah,
do
there
the
we go.
visuals, right?
A little slice of
Yeah,
heaven.
we could take you there.
Right along the coastline where Ken Kesey made his shop.
Sean photography.
Sean videography,
Yeah, exactly.
sunrise photography. What turned you on? Sunrises, man.
But
When was the
dude,
last time you went to a movie in a movie theater?
Beetlejuice 2.
Oh, Beetlejuice Beetlejuice.
Yes, the
How is
second
it?
one. It was thematically nice, and I really enjoyed the
Oh, that's
practical
cool.
effects.
Oh, that's
right?
cool. Story,
And
characters, actors.
it was extremely fun. There were some great laughs. If you haven't seen the film, it won't make any sense, but there's a character called Bob that,
What about Bob?
and the whole thing is in memory to him, and it is an amazing gag that I just really appreciate. The
That's
whole
so
thing.
cool.
And so they are some really neat points from the first movie. I feel like story-wise, it was kind of a let's try to put these people together while they're still alive. The problem with Jeffrey Jones and his reputation being in the film was handled in the most artistic, savage, chef-kiss beautiful way I've ever seen.
Wow, that's cool.
They made it so that he, even though integral to the plot in several places,
Yes.
was in no way visible enough to be credited, including the claymation scene.
Oh my lord, that's funny.
They jumped through so many hoops, and it was so beautiful to see the cast kind of like honoring the character and yet disavowing some of the scandal, I think, that followed that the actor.
Yeah, right. I remember that. Yeah, we were talking earlier. I love talking film. By the way, man.
Well, you did go to school for film, so
Yep,
absolutely.
yep, I did. I've made some short films. I've written a couple screenplays, but
I've even made some short
I know.
film stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that, man. It's so cool. I like
This
I like-
technically is a short
That's what I love about doing this, man.
Yeah.
It's like we're making something happen. We're not sitting on a bar stool somewhere talking about making something happen.
That's absolutely true.
You know what I mean? It's really important. Whatever it is in life.
Eventually, I will edit you.
And hey, maybe we'll add bar stools next week.
I should really get a bar stool
Right.
to my little. I've got a sit-stand kind of workstation on my desk at my computer, so I could like raise that up. And
The best Thanksgiving movie ever is Home for the Holidays, and you haven't seen it, right?
I don't think so.
When I said it to you, I could tell it wasn't sparking with you. I forget what platform it's on. It's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just look it up. But
look it up.
it's so well done.
Mm-hmm.
You'll pay attention to it. It's so real, and it's like I said, it's the combination of the fucking insanity of our families and juxtaposed with the love we have for these people.
Mm-hmm.
It's in our DNA to love these people. They are, I mean, yeah, you can have problems in families. I'm not saying you can't, but they're still part of the reason you're having problems because you loved them at one point. It's weird. It's like, I really think like what you just got to see the movie. And Jodie Foster can really direct. It's about the third Jodie Foster directed.
I think Jodie Foster is phenomenal.
So did I. Did you see that last version of True Detective up in Alaska that she just did with that native chick?
I have not.
Oh, dude, it's actually really cool. I thought it was kind of trippy, and yeah. Did you ever see the first season of True Detective?
Not at all.
Best one season of any dramatic series you've ever seen, and I'll put money on it.
That is quite
Right? Went multiple seasons, can't vouch for all the seasons beyond the first.
I mean,
but the first,
you have a good concept, and then
well, you want to keep it going, and it's based on the True Detective comics in the 50s that had a different theme every now and then. They go for a storyline.
So
for
it's
a
an anthology kind of series.
Yeah. It's one. And the great thing is the first season wraps up nicely, But check out if you're ever looking for something to watch that's True Detective with Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson. I'm not an animation junkie, but sometimes I really have to see it. A movie we were talking about earlier that has that gut punch. Every time I crave seeing it too. I see about every 5 years and I probably do for another one, is Grave of the Fireflies. I don't know if you could really tell this story in another format than anime. I don't know why. I just felt like anime was the best way to tell that story. It just had I felt like the anime almost gave me an accessibility to the story that if I just had actors doing it, it would be so dark. Do you know what I mean? It would be like just kick my ass.
Yeah, there is safety in abstraction.
That's exactly that's well articulated what I was trying to say. The abstraction of the anime allows me to watch this horrific, happening of these people. But
yeah, I draw like a metaphor similarly, like with the news. I watch, late night TV show hosts, so I get a filter that's humorous.
Right. Sometimes a little more palatable.
Yeah, exactly.
So, here's another weird question, kind of off topic, but I wanted to pick up on again. You were telling me as we were, having a little cup of tea before the podcast.
A little pre-game, as it were.
Pre-game tea.
Yes.
Tell me about this brand new anime.
Oh, Dawn to Dawn. The premise of it.
Dawn to Dawn?
Dawn to Dawn.
Dawn to Dawn.
Yeah, it is recently came out this season on Crunchyroll. And the premise is the two main characters, a guy and a girl. One of them grew up in kind of an occult environment and is very into UFOs. And the other guy has kind of the opposite background, is very into the occult, that comes from this other thing.
Okay.
And it is surprisingly complex. The plot revolves around yokai, Japanese kind of demon kind of things.
Okay.
In this kind of mythology, the monsters are created from, people having extreme anguish or unresolved things or whatnot. And so the characters are very typical of Japanese anime in the beginning of it. Fight the monsters, kill them, they're bad, like escape, right? They're doing all these horrible things. And in the latest episode, they did this role reversal. So this main bad that they were fighting for this last 3 episodes, you get this backstory. And by the end of it, I was just in tears. It was just so tragic and touching, where you're expecting this, these two paranormal fighters to go against these things, but instead you get this tragedy of epic and coming out of middle of nowhere, just involving poverty and crime and just like this mother and child relationship that is just tugging at the heartstrings to where
Dawn to Dawn.
Dawn to Dawn.
And what platform can I see it on?
Crunchyroll is where I saw it.
Crunchyroll. Okay, I didn't even know that platform.
Crunchyroll.
I'm a outskirts of anime guy because I grew up in the early '70s watching Speed Racer, the first anime on American television. What's your favorite live concert movie, or it could be a concept movie or anything associated with a rock band?
A rock band movie.
Or any kind of pop band, any kind of band. It doesn't have to be rock
I have to
specifically.
say, Pink Floyd has got to be one of
The Wall?
The Wall has got to be up there. But
I was talking about that yesterday. I was talking about Pink Floyd, The Wall
yesterday. If you don't mind
yesterday.
an ensemble cast, I would say Heavy Metal, the original.
Oh, I love that. Speaking of more animation.
Right, you have...
It's not quite anime, though, is it? I had the Heavy Metal poster from the movie.
I love that soundtrack.
When I first started writing, I framed the Heavy Metal poster. Because it's not just a badass movie, but the poster was this gal with a sword, gorgeous,
Very
curvy,
familiar,
and she's
riding
riding like
thing.
a pterodactyl dragon thing,
Mm-hmm.
and she's got her sword up, and it just looked like adventure, and it reminded me of my youth. So I always wrote under. I wonder what the hell I did with that, dude. I mean, I probably had that 30 years ago.
So did you use that as a writing prompt then?
Yeah.
And jump off?
Yeah, there's something about looking at that. I could just fly on that with that gorgeous gal,
Yeah, absolutely.
So cool. But that's cool. So you're say Heavy Metal, Pink Floyd, The Wall. What's so interesting about the movie Pink Floyd, The Wall is the album was out probably 4 years before the movie came out, and there were all these sound effects on the wall that they had to reincorporate into visuals for the movie to make sense of those sound effects that the band had put on the concept album Pink Floyd, The Wall. By the way, new David Gilmour, lead guitarist of Pink Floyd and singer, one of the co-singers, co-writers of Pink Floyd's new album, Luckin' Strange. Sounds like a plug. It's not.
Music alert.
I'm just going music alert. Luckin' Strange, the new album 2024 by David Gilmour. Check it out. It's
Should we
phenomenal.
have like an air horn go off? Yeah, exactly. Some sort of siren.
Yeah, we
type
should
of
definitely
thing.
have some more sound effects on
Yes.
the show.
No.
That's out.
I'm enough sound effect for
Right.
all of
I
us.
guess between the two of us, we have plenty of sound. Yeah.
I've always wanted, to be a fully sound artist. I thought that would be a cool job, even though, radio shows.
Oh man,
aren't
I
that
totally
good.
did too. In the movie, speaking of going to the movies in the theater, in the early 80s, they had a little short they would show before the movie started. Now it's a lot of ads, even for like products now.
Yeah.
It never used to be back in the day. They forbid
It was
that.
a closed
They
set of curtains.
Yes.
And you had classical music playing sometimes.
Totally.
No ads.
Right, no ads, but sometimes you would get like a short or an animated short even. And this one,
It
speaking
would
of
be a trailer though on the part of
well,
the
so
film.
no, trailer I would say was more an advertisement for an upcoming film. Sometimes they would actually have just a short film, like someone won a contest or something. And one of the coolest ones off what you just said was Foley artists.
Oh yeah.
They had these two guys in a split screen, and they showed it for a couple years. That's why I remember it so much. And then you could see them watching these characters fighting on screen, and they're just hitting big slabs of meat. And just as a kid, just like you said, I was like, I want that job.
Right. Yeah.
Did you get that text I sent you about that Lord of the Rings anime?
Oh yeah, that looks
December
great.
13th, I'm going. I haven't felt compelled to go to the theater in a long time, but I must say this: I went to the movie theater this week since I saw you last.
Egads, what
Right?
happened there, good man?
Here, that movie Here with Tom Hanks and Robin Wright. It was just a great experience, man. It was a meditative movie. That's why I said it's a great plane movie. Now, the reason I recommend Canonball Run for the plane is because you get a couple mindless chuckles. Like you said, there was a guy I remember at the end of the movie in Cannonball Run who just blasted through the bricks of a building on a big 4-wheel drive truck. You know what he said when he came in?
No.
Where's all the hookers?
What a great line.
Totally. It cracked me up as a kid. Almost disturbed me. I was so young when I watched that. But Cannonball Run was great. I remember these two gorgeous gals had like Adrienne Barbeau and Suzanne Anton One was in a purple zip-up spandex outfit when they drove their Maserati in this race across the country. And whenever a cop would pull them over, they go, "Okay, go into action, girls." And they pull down the zip down a little, and they bat their eyes. And they just charmed every cop across the country and got no tickets when the guys behind them would be getting a ticket, and then they'd be in head of the race. Cannonball Run. It's classic. Maybe not worth this much time discussing, though.
But if you are trapped on a plane for an undisclosed amount of time,
Small confined space.
2 movies that Sean recommends for this scenario are both here and Cannonball Run.
Yes.
Top 2, The Electric Boogaloo.
Man, Electric Boogaloo, that was a great movie.
Yes.
Breaking 2, right?
Yes.
Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo. I love Breaking the movie.
Yeah.
I love breakdancing.
Oh yeah, same.
First time I took acid, I watched a dude I know who's a basketball star break out his own cardboard. First time I ever saw it live. I think it was like 1984. And he started breakdancing. A bunch of people went, but he was really talented. And he was 6'6", so his legs, he did that helicoptering.
Whoa. Yeah, there's just something about when someone has spent that 10,000 hours to get enough body control.
Yep.
I mean, even just the people who are doing that isolation and pop-a-lock and things like that. It's so
a good
gorgeous.
moonwalk always blows my mind.
Yeah.
I've never been able to do it. I've tried.
Defies gravity.
I can't do it. I don't got the ankle strength or something.
I think it's also the shoe type. You need something
I think so, too.
and the floors and things like that.
I think you're right.
But I mean, it's also like raw talent and spending that 10,000 hours in front of a mirror. Right?
I think it's more like 20,000. I really do. I think it's like.
Well, spend 10 and tell me if you're.
Right. You don't. You probably don't suck after 10,000.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Hey, what's your shirt say?
Borderlines without doctors. Also available on tpublic.com.
tpublic.com. That's the site with the Two Stagehands and the microphone T-shirts, Disco's original T-shirts.
I've got a bunch of swag, all sorts of different designs that you could buy. A lot of just weird stuff that hasn't gotten takedown notices yet. I'm still working on it.
You know what we got to do on this program at some point is talk about after we've gone to a show. We should see a show at some point.
I'm going to see a show this Sunday.
What are you going to see?
Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Oh, right. I've worked that show many times.
I've worked it twice. I've never seen it at all.
Like I said, I watched about a third of it each time I saw it in different portions, and the show changes each year a little bit. So, yeah, I've seen it. It's great.
Yeah. It was one of those ones when I was first getting into lights at about, I think, early 2000, like 2000, 2001. Yeah. And things were just starting to go digital, right? Like, it was still mostly, park hands, but Trans-Siberian Orchestra had like intelligent lights, and I've always heard like amazing things about their use of fog and designing things. And as a lighting designer, that's kind of what that thing is, right? Like racks and racks of lights strung up in the air.
It's something to see. Everyone should see it.
Yeah.
It's almost like seeing the Nutcracker now at Christmas time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
It's kind of got that thing. And as I told you, the guy who created TSO. He used to be in a metal band called Sabotage. Check them out.
Ooh, that sounds great.
I'll send you a link of some.
Please do. Yeah, we're adding to
pretty
our,
good.
Yeah.
They were pretty good if I remember. One song I really liked.
So it's mostly from a lighting designer effects perspective, and I haven't seen a show in the Moda since I started working the Moda from like a perspective of an audience member, right? And so it's different looking through a spotlight lens or through a screen or backstage versus I'm where all the sight lines are supposed to be. I'm the right view to get the maximum enjoyment of a show. What do I see from that fixture over there that I hung that one time? Or what do these kind of lights do, in concert with the other stuff? I'm interested in the scenes they create, where the movement is. It's good that I have this in recording so I can actually remember these.
You'll be editing it, bro, so you'll be
exactly.
I need
fine. I'll make a
list. If you ever
have like a cheat sheet at the end, we recommend the following.
We recommend these. Speaking of recommending,
I recommend a book.
What's that one?
Well, it's NorCal, I believe. It would be by Sean Finnegan. A slice of life. Yeah, exactly.
Can you get get it on Audible?
I believe so.
Can you get it on Kindle?
Yeah, in fact, I believe there are links that have magically appeared on the screen
Oh
now
my
for
God!
us.
Can you get the hard copy through Amazon? Yes, you can.
You can. You can get all of this and more on Amazon.
Shameless plug.
Yeah,
Thank you.
shameless plug.
I
Yeah.
learned that from interviews with Martin Scorsese. You watch him throughout his whole career from his first studio film, which was with Roger Corman Studios, a B-movie studio called Boxcar Bertha.
Boxcar Bertha.
With one of the Carradine brothers and Barbara Hershey. Those were his big stars in his first movie. But here's what he did. He always, on every movie, the guy's 80-something years old, he's still out, and he always says, what do you tell young filmmakers? And he goes, shamelessly promote your film, shamelessly promote your film, shamelessly promote your film.
That's almost as important as shamelessly promoting our merch.
Did you just say in Portland?
In Portland?
I think you did. I think you said it's almost in Portland.
It's almost in Portland.
I think we've got new swag, you say?
Yeah, exactly. Here, have this merch.
Where can you get that stuff?
Follow the link.
Two stagehands and a microphone merch.
See? The mic stand is an ampersand.
I don't even have any myself yet, but we're working on that.
Yeah, exactly. I just put it up for sale, so I'll buy some.
We know we'll do one episode like a really bad Sears portrait. We'll both wear the shirts. Hey, what's your next show you're working?
Funnily enough, also Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Oh, you're going to work the show after going to the show or
yeah,
before?
so the show has 2 shows on the Moda, and I have
Okay.
tickets for the matinee. And so I figured that's plenty of time to go home and back before the 9:30 evening call.
Oh, so you're going to load them in?
No, I'm just going to go to the show, see
and
it, and then
come
load it
back
out
for
and
the
hope for
load
a
out.
t-shirt.
Wow, that's strong. Well,
Yes,
if you
exactly.
get that t-shirt, you better bring that next
Yeah,
time.
absolutely. I'll wear
okay?
that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I got a t-shirt a couple of times from doing Trans-Siberian
Oh, that's
Orchestra.
cool.
So,
Yeah, I have one somewhere. You know what I got from the Trans-Siberian Orchestra in 2021?
What's that?
RSV. I was sick as a dog after that show.
Oh, no.
I remember giving him my buddy Mickey Pancakes a ride home out to Foster.
Mickey Pancakes
Yeah,
is a
he used to be-
hilarious name.
By the way, my buddy Tim O'Connor, who got me into being a stagehand, he moved back to the Bay Area from Portland. He just stopped by 2 days ago.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, it was awesome. I knew he was coming to town, but he came by and seen him in years.
Aw.
My best friend. Shout out to Tim O'Connor.
Hi, Tim O'Connor.
Yeah. So your next show, you're seeing and working Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Man, check that out on YouTube, you guys. It's something to see. It's
I'm really
quite a
looking forward to
production.
seeing it from an audience perspective and all of its phenomenal lighting glory. Yeah. Something about seeing a well-programmed show is just, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Here, cheers.
Another one in the can.
Indeed.
2 stage and a microphone. 2 stagehands and a microphone.
2 stagehands and a microphone.
I like the way you do that.
Why, thank you. Thanks for stopping by. We have merch. You can buy Sean's book. You can buy my t-shirts.
NorCal, Sean Finnegan. You can just put that into Google. It'll take you to one of the sites.
And there are links that'll pull up. Thanks
There's
again for
links.
watching. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
2 Stagehands and a Microphone with Sean Finnegan and Disco Brillig with music produced by Mike Clavero.
Don't think the world owes you something.
Why am I having these on?
That's awesome. That's funny. So I need to start wearing them for my own upcoming YouTube channel. Won't announce it here, but upcoming.
Upcoming.
And I wasn't wearing these headphones, and now I have to wear them. You were listening to this the whole time we were talking.
I was. I just only now realize.
Oh my God, bro. That
love-
is hysterical.
I love those headphones. They're
I
so
love them
comfy.
too, but this is weird.
Right?